Welcome back, action figure fans. I'm going to be doing another video of 10 somewhat random action figures pulled off my shelf today. I say somewhat random because they're all going to be from the Arkham City, Arkham Asylum Batman video game figures. And let me just say they are incredible figures, amazing figures. There's quite a few to choose from. So I randomly picked these right here. 5 good guys and 5 bad guys like I always do. Okay, let's go ahead and start with Batman. Now, the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City franchise put out a whole lot of Batman figures, and they're all fairly similar. They look just like they do in the video game or the comic books. I don't know. I have 15, 20 of these Arkham City Asylum Batman figures. And like I said, they're very, very similar. I can't tell them apart too much. Maybe a little bit of color differences here and there. So I just picked this one randomly off my shelf, and he is a good Batman figure. He looks just like you would expect him to. Looks like he came out of the video game, which I never played. It looked awesome, but I never played that. And they all look, like I said, pretty much the same. Some of the coloring is different. The armor is a little bit different, but some have accessories, some do not. And this is one of those Batman figures, and he's a good one. He's very tall, lean. The armor looks cool. A good-looking Batman figure. Okay, moving along to his accomplice here. The original Robin, Dick Grayson. This is Nightwing. And it's an okay figure. I don't think this is a very, very good figure. It's kind of blocky. Articulation's not that great. I don't really care for his facial feature. When I look at this figure, it kind of looks a little bit stumpy. That's the word that I would use. But it's not horrible. I obviously bought it. And I do like that blue there. It looks really good. So he's an okay figure. Nightwing. And once again, this is just an okay Robin figure. Don't really care for it very much. I think on this toy line, the bad guys really kind of outshine the good guys. And that's okay. So there we have a fairly boring Robin figure. But then we get to a really cool figure. I believe he's the Arkham Knight is what they call him. And I think he looks really, really cool. I like the mask there. I like the gun. I like that red bat symbol on his chest. I don't know if that's supposed to be camouflage there, the red. But visually, he's a really cool looking figure. And I believe they've made a couple of versions of him. This is the one that I just grabbed and pulled off my shelf. And like I said, man, look at that red. It really stands out. Really like that. And that's an awesome looking gun. So Arkham Knight, he looks really good. Like him a whole lot. One of my favorite good guys from that line. And then another really, really good guy, I guess good guy, is Azrael. And I love the cross there. It looks like it reminds me of what the Crusaders would wear way back in the 11th and 12th centuries. They went on crusade. I guess that was probably done on purpose. And so he's got a wicked-looking sword. And his costume here is just really, really good. I like his expression, even though it's just through his eyes. I really like that look there. And overall, this is one of the better looking figures from that toy line. I really, really like it. It looks cool. Okay, so this is the only Mr. Zsasz figure that DC has ever put out to my knowledge. He is a serial killer, and when he kills people, he always makes a mark on his body. He keeps a tally, and there you can see what I'm talking about. You can see him making marks on his body. Every one of those cuts is a victim of his. So I'm guessing DC doesn't want to make too many figures of serial killers, So like I said, as far as I know, this is the only Mr. Zsasz figure that they have ever done. And okay, he looks pretty cool. I do like that facial expression. He does look crazy. He does look insane. He does look like a killer. And he's got the knives there, which is what he uses to do his murders. Okay, Mr. Zsasz. Going on to Deadshot. I've always kind of liked Deadshot, and I've always kind of liked his costumes. I think I like the regular DC Direct costume a little bit better than this Arkham Asylum costume. Maybe he's operating in cold weather. I mean, he just looks like he's operating in, sub-zero degree temperature. He's got this big, huge, almost like a ski jacket on. But the face looks cool. He's got the little arm, guns going on there. And overall, not a bad figure. Okay, moving on to some of the big boys that came in this line. They were obviously more expensive, a deluxe figure. And this is Killer Croc. Now, this is an incredible figure. But let me just tell you, I have never, ever moved his arms at this joint here. And I've never, ever moved his legs. I've moved him here at the elbows. I've moved his knees. This figure was notorious for breaking. And if you go on eBay and look around, most of the figures you'll see of him have broken arms and legs. So if you ever get this guy that's not broken, do not ever move his shoulder joints or his leg joints here, or I guarantee you they'll snap off. Plus, he's an expensive figure. Why would you spend $100, get him, and then just have his arms and legs break? Plus, I just kind of think of him as more like an action figure statue. And he does look incredible. This is one of the best Killer Croc figures that they've put out. Todd McFarlane did one very similar to this recently, even though this one is superior. This one's better. Besides the breakage. But that is a really, really, really cool figure. Really, really good Killer Croc. And definitely pick him up and then just put him on a shelf and never bend his arms or legs, basically. And you can see how cool he is and how big he is. Okay, moving on to some true big boys here. And here we have Solomon Grundy. Wow, this goes beyond deluxe, okay? This is some kind of gigantic deluxe figure. And man, am I happy that I bought him when he came out. He's extremely expensive on the secondary market. And he's just incredible. I mean, obviously, look at the massive size of this guy, which he should be this big. I mean, compared to the other figures. And watch this. You can take his chest off right there. And oh, his heart just fell down there. And his heart was right there. And you can see all of his internal organs. I don't want to display him like that. I like displaying him with his chest piece on him. But, I mean, he is a zombie. He's not alive. He's dead. And he definitely looks dead with this figure. Man, look at that face. Probably, in my humble opinion, probably the single greatest Solomon Grundy action figure ever made. And not just for the size alone, but just for the aesthetics of it. Just all the rips and the tears and the stitches. And he's just incredible. And that's a great face sculpt. So there we have one of the best DC Directs, I think, ever. Solomon Grundy. Moving on to a figure that's even a little bit bigger, a little bit taller at least. Not quite as thick. And here we have a clay face. Now, he is also pretty expensive. Not as expensive as the Solomon Grundy. You can pick him up on eBay for a couple $100, I think. And he's well worth it. Man, he's a massive figure. And he looks fantastic. Now, I've never played the video game, so I don't quite know what all these, looks like ice effects, crystal effects are, but clay face can pretty much form into most anything. So he looks like he's icing over there a little bit. And you can kind of see it right here. If you can take this head off, and there's a Joker face underneath it, but it's really hard to get this head on. It doesn't fit perfect on that Joker face. So I don't really know what that little Joker face is, but like I said, probably because I never played the game. But that clay face is really, really good. I mean, look at that. I would not display the Joker face. It's really small. It looks really weird when you just have the Joker face on it. And plus, this is clay face. And so I like having that big clay face there. And it looks amazing. Man, look at the details on this guy. You can remove his arm. You can remove this arm up here, I believe, and put extensions on him. So that actually, that gap could be a little bit less. So I just got to push it up a little bit. But there are some arm extensions that you can put on him. And just the size of him is mind-blowing to me. So, wow. What a feast for the eyes. What some amazing figures to have in any action figure collection. They are just amazing. All right, guys. I hope you liked that video. If you did, please like it. And please check out my other videos. I've been making a lot, and I'm making these videos for you. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're liking, or maybe what you'd like to see. All right, let's go back and look at these guys right here. Let's end with them. They're just amazing. All right, take care.